Ladies and gentlemen.
At this time, I have the honor to present to you...
Super Mario.
I know you gonna...
Mix, so I can go crazy.
Hit it.
No come.
Hit it.
Turtle Beach, Turtle Beach, Turtle Beach, Turtle Beach, Turtle Beach, Turtle Beach, not Turtle Bay, gave us the headphones we're giving away in Talk Radar 40. And right now, the contest is still going on. Turtle Beach, not Turtle Bay.
I'm sorry, who gave us the headphones?
Turtle Beach, Turtle Beach, Turtle Beach, Turtle Beach, Turtle Beach. And I think I have a sound of a turtle. You know I don't have a sound of a turtle.
I think you have a close approximation of a turtle.
All right, you talk good.
Which is silence.
Okay.
Turtle Bay sounds like a Blast Core level. Yep.
Or possibly a level from Echo the Dolphin.
I'll say a Bill Hicks album. Moving on.
Or perhaps Diddy Kong Racing level.
Moving on. We got I Am Chris Antista, that is...
Mike Orapares.
And that is making his triumphant return. Hold on, let's see. Oh.
Yeah. This is Brett Elston, who was replaced unceremoniously by the Brett bot last week. Hey, shut up, this is Brett. Yeah, listen to that jerk. Hey, come over here and tell me that to my face. Don't laugh at me. Ugh. What do I disgust you now? Cool, bowling.
I think you should sit here and have a discussion with your robot self the whole time.
Bowling is pretty... That research me look on box back. A robot.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gone last week in
Brett was gone last week in Japan, and can you say what you saw?
Yes, I saw, as many of you in the forums and messages sent to me correctly guessed, I saw Lost Planet 2. Capcom took us out to their Osaka headquarters, and a lot of us spent some time checking it out. Can't really say much more than that. Saw basically what they showed in the trailer. It looked cool. It's still pretty far out, but I mean, I loved what I saw, and I'm a huge fan of the first game, so there'll be more to come on that probably in the coming weeks. I'll be able to say more later, but hey, okay, this is fun.
See? I don't even need you.
You don't even need me. Just load up sound effects. But
Brett Elson's review of Lost Planet 2.
Fuck that game and its stupid face.
Okay.
I did say that out loud, and they did not care for that. A robot stupid face. Fuck that game. All right.
I was actually trying to stop.
All right. So in retaliation, because I've been reduced to sound effects, I learned English from coloring books. So in retaliation, there are video games coming too. If you're listening, we talk about video games on this.
No. Yes.
I put together, with the help of some readers that I will name in the community segment, a little montage of Chris when I reduce him to bass sound effects. This is about 50 seconds long, and I feel this sums up Chris pretty well.
All I want to do last night was go home and get drunk by myself on Bud Light. Yeah, but I'm always significantly more drunk. I had those 2 martinis, and I'm a good drinker. Holy shit, I'm fucked up. I had achieved total, unadulterated drunkenness. Like the rest of us, I like to have 9 beers before I see anybody. You know, I always have alcohol at my house because I have a problem. Maybe I'm a little drunk and my center of balance is off. We were drinking heavily in that theater. Wow. And I think I got through a couple pints of Jack Daniels. Yeah, I was really drunk. Now it's time to start drinking while everybody else struggles to catch up to me. I'm drunk. I'm not prepared. I was drunk enough to get to the interview with slurring minimally, but not drunk enough. I slurred my slur story. And I fell down the stairs. That's the drunk sound. But I was absolutely shitfaced. I got home and fell down trying to turn on my laptop. I don't remember saying that at all. God damn it.
Well, keep drinking, buddy. All right, so
All right. Enough of our tomfoolery. But later in the podcast, we're going to be giving away Watchmen stuff in honor of Watchmen coming to theaters this Friday. By the time you're hearing this, today, March the 6th, Watchmen in theaters. We're going to be giving away 10 movie vouchers to Watchmen. 10 copies of Watchmen the Complete Motion Comic out right now on Blu-ray and DVD, and 10 copies of Watchmen Tales of the Black Freighter out March 24th on Blu-ray and DVD. That's 30 prizes. I think 31 prizes, if I'm adding this up correctly.
That's pretty crazy. I also have, I just got a pack of the Street Fighter 4 cards. I have the complete set. I was going to give those away in the third segment as well. Yes, perfect. I got those in Japan. There's Capcom apparently has a deal for a Chinese restaurant chain in Japan whose logo can be found in Street Fighter 4 on the China level.
Really?
Yeah. There's 4 food dishes, the ones I mentioned in my This Just In, Brett Elston reporting things from last week. If you order any of these dishes, you get 1 trading card, but I have the whole set. I don't know how many cards there are, but it's a pretty fat stack. Free collection of Japanese Street Fighter 4 cards.
So how many of those 4 meals would you have to order in order to get the whole?
I don't know. I don't know how many total cards there are.
Yeah.
We got all 4. Anyway.
Maybe you should count them right now.
I don't have them on me.
Later in the podcast. We got some Halo 3 news, GameStop conspiracies, the Devil's music, and community segment. But first, what do we always get to?
We count down 7 things that happened.
7 things that are things.
That are things in games.
Yeah.
And maybe you've noticed we've done one every Monday since October of 2006.
The week I was employed. That's the only way I can trace back to how long I've worked here.
Oh, yeah. So this week's top 7 was Michael.
It was the top 7 whoops your evil moments.
Celebration of the games that turned good guys into villains, which was for a while called turncoat games or surprise villains.
Yeah, that one went through a lot of permutations to try and make it palatable to readers.
Whoa! Slow down. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Permutation?
I just say words and people seem to understand.
I learned English from coloring books.
It's in your Earth
Get that
language.
Robot out of here! A robot.
So yeah. Anyway, the concept is that. God, there I go with the us again. The concept is that there have been a bunch of games in recent years where you suddenly find out that you're the bad guy, usually halfway in. And it's the distinction here is it has to be games that you think you're doing the right thing up until the point where the wool's pulled off your eyes and you're suddenly told, "Oh yeah, I've been serving evil interests the whole time and oppressing people and shit like that."
And some people said KOTOR should have been on this list, but we talked about that earlier today.
Yeah.
That KOTOR does not belong on this list because, and as with the rest of the article, pretty big spoilers, you find out, stop listening if you haven't played KOTOR or care, you find out you used to be the villain that is referenced the whole game, but right now you're acting for good, so you technically, it's not whoops you're evil, it's you were evil.
It's more like whoops you're good.
Yeah, whoops you're good, you were brainwashed and mind wiped and blah blah blah. Number 7 on the list though.
Yeah, but we should probably say and have a timestamp if people want to avoid spoilers to fast forward to a certain part of the podcast where we're no longer talking about the top 7 because there are some pretty huge spoilers in here. Well, if you've been trying to avoid them.
We will. I don't know. We'll say the name of the game very clearly before each one.
All right. If you don't want to hear any spoilers, fast forward to time.
37? 37?
Maybe. We never know.
I think most of them are known at this point, but
only the first one that I think the 7th and the 2nd people may not have gotten around to playing, but that's okay. I've played how many? Who wants to guess of these games?
0.
No. 2. Finished. Excuse me. 1. I finished 1. I played every single one.
Oh, really?
I had to play every single one to write this.
Man, I could have written this if I could.
Well, number 7, top 7 whoops your evil moments comes in Haze, the PS3 game that was heavily discounted and removed from the existence.
Yes,
essentially.
The company was sold for spare parts.
The thing is, it's not that bad a game. It's just kind of mediocre and just sort of there, and doesn't really do anything that's new or interesting aside from the plot. And even the plot isn't that interesting.
This was Killzone 2 upwards of 5 months before Killzone 2.
Kind of.
You could
No,
say
not really.
that.
There
Well,
wasn't the same amount of anticipation.
people were gloating about it and how it was going to
Yeah.
be better than Halo and blah 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 blah.
And you had every right to when free radicals named the people behind Time Splitters.
Yeah.
Original GoldenEye are behind it.
Yeah.
But this was the game that sort of inspired the feature, so it was important to have it in here because it was widely publicized that you switch sides a little bit into the game. The weird thing about Haze is, like, for the first few levels, you're part of this Mantel Corporation, basically this mercenary army working for a pharmaceutical company, and all of the people you work with are just total frat boy assholes, and it's very much a parody of the mentality behind a lot of games. Just this very gung-ho, like, yeah, let's go kick some ass, yeah, these people been doing bad shit, let's go punish them.
The game is self-aware?
No.
I'm looking for a sound effect, I apologize. There we go.
Dude!
There we go. Back to frat guys mentioned 8 minutes ago.
There we go. Yes.
Just, what's wrong with drugs, brah?
Yeah, but the thing that makes it interesting is that you're on this drug called Nectar that enhances your abilities and also kind of fucks with your perception of things around you.
Gotta have my nectar, man.
Yeah, man.
Suck it.
And
They totally ripped off RoboCop 2.
yeah, and it wears off periodically. Like, you'll have these periods where suddenly everything will go gray, and they'll be like, Nectar problem dispensing, and you'll see things like just before you saw like a room filled with laundry, and now you suddenly see that all the laundry piles are actually like dead bodies of civilians. Like a woman shot full of holes against a wall, like clutching a guitar in her hand.
I love the idea of Haze that you would see basically what is presented in every shooter where you're clearly winning and everything looks pretty cool, but then occasionally it's the equivalent of taking your helmet off and realizing the world is bombed to shit. Everything looks awful. What was a pile of rocks is a pile of bodies, and just things like that.
You look at your hands; they're blood stained. When you're under the drug, bodies flicker and disappear, like in most video games. But when you're off it, they tend to stay there.
Right.
But
So what's the actual you find out you're evil moment?
You're supposed to track down this dictator named Skincoat Marino, who's a cannibal who wears coats made from his enemy's skin. And then you finally track him down, and he's just this old guy who's kind of nice and tries to talk you out of what you're doing. And it's like, are you really sure you're on the right side? And then your teammates come in and just start brutalizing the hell out of him and cut off his finger. And then they're like cutting off his hand, and you decide to intervene. And
why didn't you write a preview? This is the most interested I've been in Haze.
because it's been out for months.
Wow.
But then you find out that this guy was not evil.
No, he wasn't evil because as you're flying out and you confront your squad mates in this chopper, and then the chopper gets hit and crashes, and so this guy Marino and his rebels rescue you and your squad mates and take you to their village to rest up and heal, and while you're there, your squad mates wake up and they go berserk and start killing people, and you have to take them down. Yeah, then you join the rebels, and it turns out that really the whole thing, the only reason that your company is there waging war is because they want a monopoly on the plant that Nectar comes from, and these
Do it, man. Do it.
these South Americans are daring to farm it themselves. And
Do it, man. God, you got to read my blog. I definitely predicted that.
It does make me
within
wonder,
the
though,
last 5 minutes.
bringing that up, like, what happens if, say, they legalize marijuana? Other than the United States getting a bunch of money from the taxes, and God forbid, we don't need any money right now. So why
Getting
would
a bunch of money. I'd say there's a lot of people worried about losing their jobs. They're probably not going to start going to work high. I think what people are really worried about is teenagers having better access to drugs. And you've all said this. It's not an epiphany. If you're 13 years old, it's easier to get pot than it is beer.
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
So,
But I meant from the point of view, like in this game, it would then become an industry, and this scenario would probably play out. We would be fighting wars over drugs.
that's my only argument against the legalization of drugs, is that when I'm awake at 4 in the morning and I see a commercial for cocaine, from Pepsi. Like that would that's my only fear of legalization of drugs.
Yep.
Moving on to number 6.
It would
And the
become all
concept-
commercial, and then the spirit would die. And
They would
it's
become
like, no, this is about doing drugs. This is not about selling a stoner lifestyle.
Yeah, you used to lick toads before you started doing that corporate coke, and used to be about something. Number 6.
Number
the top
6
7.
is Final Fantasy IV.
Oh, I can talk about this one.
Can you?
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go get a beer for a second. You guys continue to talk. I'll get you one too.
Fine.
No, I haven't played it yet. Actually, I just bought it.
Oh well, Final Fantasy
Get one
IV.
for me too.
I don't know. Especially when it came out in '91, you didn't really have this kind of thing happen. Where it's basically Michael and I having a conversation about a game we both played. Yeah, because Chris is gone now. So, dear listener, I will talk directly to you. This is you and me.
Yes,
now.
fine.
You there with your headset. Me.
Uh-huh.
We're in the room with you. Final Fantasy IV. Oh, what a game.
What the fuck, dude?
No, at the very beginning of the game, you're Cecil, who the DS version insists is Cecil. I will never agree to that. Cecil and Kain are are under orders from their king to go to this nearby village of Mist, and
Yes, and this is after they've gone to another village in the prologue and beat the shit out of a bunch of helpless villagers in order to steal a crystal from them.
yeah, the game opens with you going to Mysidia to steal this crystal from people who really didn't put up a fight, but you kind of kicked their ass anyway. And then when you actually take control, the king says, now go to this other village, and Cecil is like starting to actually ask himself and his girlfriend Rosa, like, why are we doing this? Like, I don't see the benefit of this, but I can't not disobey my king. I'm the commander of all these units. People look to me for inspiration. I have to go do this. So you and your friend Kain, who's been with you forever, you both go. You go through a cave. You fight monsters. At the end is a boss. It's a dragon made of mist. You fight it. You kill it. Somehow it's made of mist.
The thing is, though, that you don't know that this is anything other than an innocuous task. He just says, go to this village, kill this monster that's been terrorizing it, deliver this ring.
Yeah, you're sent with a package, like deliver this package to them. You go, and you kill the dragon. You get through the cave. That's a lion, I believe, but close.
Be a dragon, Jesus.
Close. It's like one kingdom removed from lion, dragon.
Okay. 6 phylums removed.
6 phylums removed. Then you get there. You get to this town.
I'm about to give you the segue button, Brett.
The moment you walk into the town, cutscene starts. The package you had explodes, kills everyone. The town is on fire. Everything's burning. You find out the only person who survived is a little girl. Turns out her mom died because it's a town of summoners. The dragon you killed in the cave was the dragon summoned by her mother to defend the village. Killing the dragon kills the summoner. You killed this little girl's mom. She's crying, freaking out, and you just set their town on fire.
And she hates you.
And she fucking hates you.
I'm sorry, maybe I missed a little bit of it, but I'm extremely lost.
He just talked about pharmaceutical companies. For
I know, but it's so convoluted. It's
not. You go to deliver a package you think is benign, and then you open it and it blows up and kills everyone.
All right,
and you've murdered a village, basically.
You've murdered a village, and this is the catalyst that turns out makes Cecil leave the Red Wings, makes him go
leave Detroit.
It sets the whole game in motion.
Sets the whole game in motion. You find out you've been acting evil all this time, which granted is the beginning of the game, but it's a very powerful opening, and you find out you've been doing the wrong things for the wrong reason, just total straight evil. And it sets on this path of Cecil trying to make up for all of his evil deeds.
Basically the story of a villain who has a good heart and goes and redeems himself.
Yeah, I love it.
It's a story of redemption?
It is.
From a time when such things were not commonplace.
Yeah.
It's really powerful. I think it's my favorite Final Fantasy, my favorite cast of characters, and blah blah blah. Number 5.
I'm getting to it. Let's move on to number 5.
In the whoops your evil moments.
Whoops your evil, surprise your douchebag. Who kills?
Yeah, is Lair.
Lair,
which, also known as the other PS3 game on this list that nobody likes, except for the most rabid PS3 fans.
Is this further evidence of how much you are biased against PS3?
I'm
Michael and I
in the top 7.
In the top 7. We talked in depth about Lair for months before it came out, to the point where I think we're both embarrassed. Like how much
I was really excited.
We were really excited for Lair. It just didn't pan out.
No, we're not here to bash Lair.
No?
No, actually, the point in question was that you kind of know from the beginning of Lair that there's stuff that you're not being told because the guy who sends you out to wage war on this, even though the other guys attacked you first, you kind of know that the war that you're waging is unjust because your leader is this asshole named the Diviner who grins in a weird way when his palace comes under attack.
Anytime you're called the anything, you can't be all that good.
No.
Yeah, that goes for you, the Decider.
Ooh, subtle.
Whoosh! Yeah, I really stung him way out of office.
What about the
Sure,
Edge?
he'll listen to this anytime.
What about the Edge?
From you two.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this one was really telegraphed because at one point, one of your fellow Dragon Riders, what the hell ever, you're at this diplomatic meeting, and he just like all of a sudden jumps out and kills the enemy general and then strangles the diplomat on your side that was supposed to be negotiating the peace thing and then like runs out. And then when you finish that mission of trying to escape the Bedlam, you find out that he's been appointed your new commanding officer.
Oh.
And so a couple missions in from that, you're attacking the enemy capital, and he tells you, hey, go bomb this building, after you see a bunch of sort of vague, peopleish forms screaming and running into it. It's like, it's an armory, go bomb it! They're going to rearm and attack us if you don't bomb it. Don't question an order.
Why would he?
Yeah, exactly. And
That's
so
right, he only has his own dragon.
You know he's a bad guy already. But then you go and you take these bombs and you smash the building and it blows up, and then there's a cutscene where the main character lands inside and you just like see all these twisted ashy bodies, but there's this this kind of woman crouching with her back toward him, and she's covered up by a robe, and he like walks over and puts his hand on her shoulder, and she crumbles into dust. And then like in this pile of dust are two skulls, which is an adult human skull and a baby skull.
I have a clip from the scene.
That is exactly what happens. That's the sound effect when the woman crumbles into dust, actually.
I have been waiting with my finger on the button to play that for like the last 20 minutes.
As Shredder jumps out from 1991.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and then when you confront the bad guy commanding officer, he stabs you in the ribs, and your dragon takes you off, and then you have to go through this excruciating desert stage, and then you join the other side.
All right, number 4.
Anyway.
On to the game I've played in the Whoops, You Are an Asshole top 7. What is it?
BioShock.
Yes. BioShock Miami. Do not want to discuss this for that long, but doesn't this fall into the surprise you were evil?
No, because you're kind of doing evil right up until...
Are you carrying out evil, or was it about the evil you carried out before?
Well, it's both. I mean, the biggest thing that you carried out was, spoiler alert again, is you're at this, on this airliner that crashes at the very beginning, and you find out that, you blacked out and went into Manchurian Candidate mode and crashed the airliner yourself, killing everyone on board. So that's...
Right.
And also you went and killed Andrew Ryan, which may or may not have been an evil thing to do, but you were manipulated into it by a really bad guy who just wanted to take over the city.
Yeah. Would you kindly explain the rest of this game? I hope I just got someone to hit someone else out there in Radio Land.
Someone else out there just snapped to attention and started explaining the game in detail. Into the empty space in the middle of work and
start punching their infant sister in the face. Would you kindly keep doing that? Right. Thank you, Brett. Courtesy laugh. Number 3, Whoops Your Evil games.
Deus Ex.
Deus Ex, a game I played, never finished. I remember playing around a lot with a ragdoll. 6.
Deus Ex is about a big, slowly unraveling conspiracy. You start out as an agent for UNATCO, which is the UN anti-terrorist coalition, and you're hunting down these secessionist terrorists who supposedly bombed the Statue of Liberty.
That's not cool, man.
It isn't, but it's even less cool when you find out that UNATCO doesn't actually exist, and the shadowy government organization that's controlling it actually bomb the Statue of Liberty, and
God.
it's all a ruse, man.
So it's the opening of G.I. Joe the movie.
But yeah, you find out that your brother is working secretly with the terrorists, and then when your bosses find out, they activate a genetic kill switch, and you go and try to save him. And
There's a kill switch?
there is a kill switch. It kills him in 24 hours. It's part of his nanotechnology.
They're also my favorite
bombs.
Slipknot cover band. Look for
I
them
know,
coming
right?
to its house. Fuck you, I thought that was...
And your favorite
That's an
game that
actual-
inspired Gears of War.
I was gonna say, Killswitch is both a game and a band.
Is it really?
Killswitch Engage is a band.
Which wrestler opening do they do?
Uh,
No, they do one.
they're sure they do. That sounds just like that kind of music.
Hey, you know what? Put it in our forums, gamesradar.com. Hit forums tab. Who is Killswitch?
Who is Killswitch Engage? Get the correct answer, you win a $5. I don't want to.
Alright, price.
Foot long.
Alright, we're getting a fabulous Carl's Jr. fried burrito.
Ew.
That's right, Chokio Rotteries were $2 a piece. Very on the cheap. Economy of... I'm done. Go.
Damn.
Go.
Thank you. Top,
So, Deus Ex, huh?
yeah, so number 2 in the top 7 whoops, you're an asshole things is Braid!
Braid, the Japanese version of Blade. I've overused that.
So,
So yeah, who else am I spoiling this for? I'm guessing both of you.
Well, yeah.
Carolyn beat it. Okay,
Ah,
I
okay.
watched her play it.
Don't beat Braid, man. You live
I live it,
it. You live
Yeah,
it.
you live it, Pla.
Yeah, you give it. You bring it back to the library, and you're. Sorry. That was so dumb. That was so dumb. God. All right. Braid.
Braid,
You know about Braid.
There's been a lot of talk about like what does Braid really mean. We ran an article, Confusing Endings Explain, that went with the theory that well, it's all about the birth of the atomic bomb. You know, Tim's a nuclear scientist. He's trying to undo what he did by unleashing it. And some people brought that up in our comments without paying attention to the fact that I said ignore that in the entry because on the surface. If you just look at the surface, then it's about Tim trying to track down this princess, who he's previously failed to rescue or somehow wronged. And
I remember playing through most of the game. It's talking about mistakes and things they couldn't take back between each other.
Mhm.
I thought those passages were very beautiful.
They were.
I would have kept reading them, except I got to the shadow level and my brain hurt.
Well, it's the thing is, this is a really great moment, and if you haven't played the game and are planning to, I really recommend you stop listening now, because he goes back in time to the first level of the game, and at the end of it, the princess is like lowered down on a rope by this big evil-looking knight, and she escapes and screams for help, and you're trapped on this lower level, sort of underground, while she's above ground. And all of a sudden, this huge wall of flame appears and starts moving slowly to the right, and you have to run ahead of it, and the princess flips switches to open doors for you. You have to flip switches to open doors for her. It's this very beautiful sort of codependent moment, I guess. And you follow each other all the way. Suddenly there's like this staircase with a mailbox, and it leads up to this little house, and you're at the very end. There's a wall in front of you. There's this lattice that you can climb up to her balcony. She's standing there waiting for you. So you climb up as the wall of flames is getting closer, about to consume both of you, and you hop onto her balcony, and suddenly there's a flash, and it's quiet. There's no flames. She's asleep in bed, and it doesn't seem to be anything you can do. And then you start to notice that, like, oh, if I hit right, Tim goes left, and if I hit left, Tim goes right. And that kind of ties into a thing that was said in the prologue of the first world or level or whatever, where it says that Tim goes in the opposite direction of most people, that, people go south, he goes north. He seems to live life differently. So if you hold down the X button to rewind time, you see things as they actually happened, which is that Tim climbed up to this woman's balcony and scared her awake, and then he's chasing her as she's trying to run away from him. When she flips switches, she's actually throwing down obstacles in his way, and vice versa when he throws up switches. Yeah, and it's really kind of a jaw-dropping moment when you realize that you were just like a schizophrenic stalker, And
wow, Mr. Blow, from Michael's description, I just got goosebumps.
I know, right?
That's kind of cool.
It's a really good game. So, now that I've ruined it for you, if you haven't played it, I recommend you go play it.
I don't need to. I had your description.
I know,
That's right,
right?
exclusive.
You're welcome for all those lost sales, Mr. Blow.
Exclusive spoilers here on Gams Radder.
Mm-hmm.
But
exclusive, but which you can get anywhere else. Pretty much.
Oh no, not forcibly. We're normally you have to go look for it.
Yeah, this is pretty forcible.
They were yelling it in your ear.
Here we're cramming it down your throat because you didn't skip ahead when we told you to. So screw you.
Number 1, Whoops Your Evil Games.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Who else played this?
Me. I have played it up until I think the 6th. The flying.
I went through it twice.
Really?
Yeah, it's a fantastic game.
My problem is I've gone through it, but I have to do it in one sitting because I have no memory card. So I tend to play it like once every 3 or 4 months.
You should probably get a memory card then.
I swear to God, I keep forgetting.
No, it's
right.
Yeah, basically each Colossus. They begin the game very mysteriously. You just set this girl down on a tablet, and you're kind of told, oh, each of these Colossi holds a piece of a thing that if you kill them all, she'll be saved. So you go kind of do this without asking any questions. Just you and your horse with a sword. It's very total fantasy medieval setting. And each time you fight them, you really get the sense you shouldn't be doing that.
You shouldn't be doing. I was going to say that.
Because they don't really fight back, they just try to get you away.
Some of them fight back pretty
well,
good.
they fight back, but only to deter you. Like, if you fight them and then run away, it's not like they chase you.
It's just there's a lot of subtle little things that they don't do after the Colossus is dead. It's a somber moment. There's not birds chirping, and there's not a victory fanfare.
Yeah, it's just sort of sad, and then all these tendrils snake out from the body and come after you.
Yeah.
Just start stabbing into you, and then you suddenly reawaken in the temple where you started.
Because I knew this game. I would only say it wasn't a surprise. I knew it was leading toward it, but it was the one I'd have to pursue the most.
It's like you can tell very quickly something's not right, but you really do want to know what it is.
I want to keep going. The princess is my Shadow of the Colossus.
Toward the end, you do sort of get this mounting sense of dread. That something you're doing something, but it's like a boulder rolling down a hill. It's like you can't stop now.
Every time I saw a statue crumble, I got a little more depressed.
Yeah, it was pretty sad. And then it culminates in the final Colossus you take down, and it's this massive battle that it's so huge that when you finally climb to the top of it, I think you can see most of the world.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember it's been 3 years since I've done this, but I remember sitting at the top of its head and seeing the castle where you start and seeing like most of the world around you, and it's just an amazing final battle with these huge scalable bosses where they are the level. And I mean, you've probably heard about the game to death at this point. It's another Okami syndrome, basically.
Yeah,
game that really should have sold 1 million copies.
Well, didn't it though? I mean, isn't it a greatest hit?
I think it sold well, but I mean,
okay.
this is a game that like it's a beautiful game and it really deserves to. Everyone should own this game. But basically, when you finally kill the last one, you find out, oh, whoops, you've been used by an evil deity that is now going to basically plunge the world into darkness, and the Colossi were the things that were kind of keeping it at bay, and a magical seal has been broken.
They were the totems walking around.
Yeah, and like up until that point, you kind of see these sequences where people are riding to the tower, they're coming to stop you, and you think it's probably just, oh, well, they're the bad guys, they're trying to enforce a taboo, they're trying to retrieve this girl's body, they don't want her revived because that would be unnatural.
The last part of the game is you take control as that possessed monster and are basically fought back and killed.
Yeah, you basically you move very slowly and try to smash the people who've come to stop you, but they get away no matter what you do.
Yeah.
And then they climb this tower at the end of the temple. The boss, the high priest Lord Amon, he like uses the sword, which it turns out you stole from the village, and cuts his hand and uses it to cast a spell that sucks you into this pool. And you can't get away. Like, there's a sequence where you try to run toward Mono, the dead girl. You keep just getting sucked slowly back in. You make a little bit of headway, but then you sort of tumble backwards, and it's kind of frustrating. And eventually, you can't escape. You're sucked in there. And
And basically the whole thing...
It's very sad.
It is really sad. It's one of those genuinely touching endings where you had the best of intentions. It was to save this girl, and you almost ruined everything in the process, and these people stopped you.
It's also kind of interesting because you don't know if he knew that going in, if the hero knew exactly what he was doing, and just you didn't, because it was never explained to you.
One thing I don't know if I noticed, I'm sure I did, but seeing the side-by-side comparison is how you start the game fair skin, standing tall, and then by the end
your hair is much lighter.
You're like hunched over. You've got these dark, discolored patches of skin. You look just haggard like a zombie. I'm sure I noticed it at the time, but I'd never seen them side by side like that on the side.
I hadn't either. I didn't realize when I was capturing this stuff that it was that striking.
Yeah.
Okay. I cannot recommend. It's about $19 now at the most,
right?
It's
absolutely worth every penny.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful game. It hurts to play in a good way.
Yeah, kind of.
And not a lot of games can say that. I think that and Braid are the only ones I can say that about.
The other thing is I will say a lot of PS2 games, they don't hold up anymore. Like, I tried to play them and it's like, this is awful. I just can't. It looks so bad. This looks really pretty still.
Late in the PS2's lifespan.
Yeah, it was right as Xbox 360 was launching.
You're not going to go back and play Ico. You may as well play Shadow of the Colossus and anxiously await whatever the hell else they're bringing out.
Yeah, which will probably come out way long ass from
now. If we can finish this podcast before 11 o'clock, I will go home and finish Shadow of the Colossus. But we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some new releases. A certain game reached 1 billion online matches. I'm sure you know which one. GameStop stealing from you and me. And
we had a really cool game announcement this week.
That too.
A very bizarre event tied to Resident Evil is also taking place.
B and his B.
Yes. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Fasten seatbelts, hold tight, and believe the hype. Mario Kart has the wheels of steel, but more tricks than the Batmobile. The roughest thing out on the street, pumping the magic beats. Mario Kart, it ain't no joke. Adios, see you later. I need smoke.
It's Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, and you're listening to Talk Radar on GamesRadar.com. Dig it!
The fun is back, oh yes siree. It's the 2600 from Atari. It's the video system with classics galore, from Space Invaders to cars that roar. A real hit joystick controls the screen. Solaris is hot and Midnight Magic's mean. And one more thing, it's got a special low price, under $50. $50? Now isn't that nice? The fun is back, oh yes siree. It's the 2600 from Atari.
Coming to the Greenwich Civic Centre from London's West End, Sir Lloyd Wilson Webber's Rap the Musical.
Just give me that big booming bass in your face. That booming bass. Give me that stupid sad rhyme every time. Describe a crime.
Rap the Musical contains no rap music. Oh, going on a drive-by, just me, posse and me. I'm a gangster of the old school, you can call me OG. Rap the Musical is a celebration for the entire family.
I'm in a gang of one, stuck in this chair, I can't have much fun. But with a mic and a beat, I could get out of this seat and let all what rap music can hear. I could rap about this, I could rap about that.
Rap the Musical, the fun of rap without all that rap.
Well, I'm an old gold tooth, and I'll tell you the truth. I live in the mouth of my homie. Let's take it south.
Don't miss Rap the Musical. You'll want to experience the magic again and again. Open up your heart and let the rap shine in.
man, does anybody want to listen to the rest of this motherfucking podcast?
Yeah!
Talk Radar 41 back. Turtle Beach and Watchmen out Friday, and we're giving away 10 movie vouchers. 10 Watchmen, the complete motion comic. It's out now on Blu-ray and DVD. And 10 Tales of Black Freighter on March 24th on Blu-ray and DVD.
Is that a win it before you can buy it thing?
No, not at all. Yeah, we're all going to see Watchmen on Friday. I don't care what you guys are doing.
No, we're going. Apparently, you already bought your tickets.
Make sure.
I did too.
I bought my ticket already for Watchmen, but I really want to make sure everybody else listens to the podcast before you go out and see one of the most anticipated movies of the year.
Well, just like when we posted Talk Radar 10 the day both E3 was over and Dark Knight came out the same day.
That went well. Now Talk Radar 10 is like a fucking novelty.
It is. It's been downloaded so much when we hate it.
And we hate it, and we tend to trash it verbally. But whatever. Who wants to hear some new releases?
Oh my God, me. What?
New releases. I don't care because, quite frankly, I cannot get enough of Killzone 2.
Really?
2.
You've been playing it?
2. Yes. It is a great shooter. That is fun. And it's the best thing we're drinking. Oh, if I didn't state that earlier, when I said I was going to get beer, I meant ginger beer. Ginger beer, lots of ancient Chinese liquids.
Mm-hmm. Ancient Chinese liquid. That would have made that commercial a lot better.
Coming out this week, exclusively for the PS3, Halo Wars.
Halo Wars averaging a 82, which going up today, Mr. Charlie, I'm too good for the podcast. Barrett,
yeah, there he is.
Posted. You spent a lot of time Halo Wars guide. So if you're playing it and you want to find the skulls and the black boxes, Charlie's got a guide.
This is a very minor. This is not a spoiler at all. But Charlie Barrett got the "You played Halo Wars for 24 hours" achievement.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I know he played a lot of it out of the office already, like on his own time over the weekend. So
he did. Guess what else comes out this week, Elston? Hawks.
Oh, Tom Clancy's.
And I hear rumors about downloadable Rosgreens. Sorry, I love the Rosgreens. If Talk Radar can have a real shirt, I want it to mention Rosgreens somewhere.
I'd completely forgotten about the Rosgreens.
It's such a dead joke. If you can't remember, it was podcast, I think, 38.
I believe it was 38.
Where I brought a clip from Ace Combat 5 that, for no reason, goes into Blurry, the Puddle of Mud song. So
what's the Rosgreens equivalent in Hawks?
Probably Rio de Janeiro. I don't know.
I'm just glad you didn't say planes. It doesn't matter. How's Hawks doing?
No, I went to Ubi for a couple hours several weeks ago to play Hawks, and it pissed me off that I didn't have time to write anything on it because, unlike other sites with staff, we go see things, and we're only so many people at Radar. We kind of have to choose what we're going to write about, and features are our bread and butter, so that's what we work on. I saw Hawks. I was personally enthused. I like what it does. But I didn't have time. But basically, it seemed a good solid 7.5 or 8, 7.5 or 8, just in that kind of area. Does what Ace Combat does. Looks beautiful. It's 4-player co-op. I think the entire game is 4-player co-op.
Nice.
Which is something Ace Combat should have done right away. Japanese developers are still coming to grips with how co-op should be done, as we'll mention in Resident Evil 5 review next week. But
yeah, I'm only using that to plug a game I'm enthused about, which I had to write about, and I should have edited more because it's very long. Need for Speed.
Oh yeah.
Very, 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 very simmy. Seriously, the Need for Speed shit just got real. Because I'm like, can you send me over a copy of Need for Speed Undercover? So I'm up to speed. It's nothing, absolutely nothing like it. It's
the rest of them.
Well, it's the difference between Driver and Forza 2.
Wow,
so weird, but not bad. It looks great.
So this is related to Hawks, how?
Hawks, I wanted to plug my own review, bitch. You get to...
Yeah. It's a review.
My preview. Jesus Christ! No.
Oh, I'm the preview police over here.
Oh, curse you, ginger beer.
But yeah, I mean, I think Hawks. The main thing I liked is the expert cam where you click these things and it goes to this extreme third person zoomed out view of the battlefield, and I mean it's like an isometric shooter at that point. It's like Zaxxon or some shit or Viewpoint, if anyone remembers that from 30.
Wow, Viewpoint, yeah.
I know.
Did you stump Wiki Pares?
Did
no,
I?
I remembered Viewpoint.
All right.
I never played it, but I remember it.
Oh man,
he remembers Viewpoint.
But it's like that, and it does enough to differentiate itself from Ace Combat, which is the only game in the market. I thought it was pretty cool.
You know what? If you're interested in Hawks, also this week I think you're really gonna like is Major League Baseball 2K9.
Oh wow, that's the same audience.
Let's just move on from that real quick. Let's sneak out of the sports game, which I believe was scoring pretty low.
Averaging a 64 at the moment.
That's not too good.
I believe we reviewed it in-house. We gave it a 7.
We did. Richard Grisham.
Oh, Dick Grish.
Dickie Grish.
Dickie Grish.
Yeah, Richard Grisham getting mentioned on the podcast. Yay.
Look at him go. He freelances a lot for us, though. So.
Yeah,
he's
a friend of mine.
He's a sports expert, man.
He is.
I know. It saves our ass. Basically.
Seriously. All of us, I think, equally hate sports.
Eric obviously is kind of a big sports fan. I like baseball. I don't care about baseball games.
No, I like doing things. I like catching things. I don't like watching mutants throwing with commercials in between. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Hey, I could be playing something because I have every console. Fuck you, poor people. Sonic and the Black Knight.
Also, Watchmen: The End Is Nigh came out, which is averaging a 60.
You don't want to hear about Sonic and the Black Knight?
I do, but I was on the 360 page, which now I have to jump to the Wii page to find that out.
Okay, first of all, Sonic and the Black Knight, which I think Brett has played a lot of and enjoyed.
Oh man, I think I beat it before any of you knew about it.
Okay.
And it is the best game ever.
It has.
Do you want to hear the disparity in the reviews?
I know it has one of the strangest Metacritic averages because
the average is, no score average because there's only 2 reviews. Nintendo Power's review is an 8, which was for a while the only review. And given what I know about Sonic games, I would hesitate to believe that. But having never played it, I was like, you know what? Total chance. Sonic and Secret Rings, not that bad.
Yeah, not that bad.
It's all right.
As a launch game for the system.
It was all right. I'm willing to entertain the idea, but IGN's review 3.9.
3.9. Matt.
What does that even mean?
Well, I believe it's 0.1 below a 4.
Which is
just sad.
This game didn't quite deserve a 4.
It didn't. You know what? It would.
I kind of wanted to give it a 4, but I just had this crisis of conscience.
This game would have had Knuckles. I would have justified the 4.
Well, no. The blurb on Metacritic says this is a Sonic game that craps all over everything that has ever made the series interesting, and then adds pointless waggle.
Yeah.
So that sounds like pretty concise review to me.
Matt
Casamassina?
Casamassina.
I mean, he knows his shit.
He does. I looked over his review and it's like, hey, remember all that speed and loops and thrills and pinball mechanics that made Sonic special? Throw all that away, add a sword, and throw enemy after repeated enemy at Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, it's just highly.
I am so embarrassed about how much I bitch about Sonic, but
it's funny. I was thinking about this. To people who weren't around for the heyday, probably think it's very strange that we even bother keep bringing up a franchise we don't like.
I guess,
but it's because it used to be so big, and it used to mean so much, and in a very short amount of time, they did a 180, and it became a joke.
I wish I could, because I was like pre-Casino Royale, like I'd see a Pierce Brosnan James Bond movie. I'm like, you care about this? Like, this matters to you.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. The guy just did a backflip on skis and drank a new soda. Like, why do you care about this? Like, I guess that's how Sonic was the first 4 James Bond movies, and I went back and watched them. Mm-hmm. You should go back and play the Sonic games. Yeah. I will move on.
But real quick though,
it's kind of descended into Lazenby territory now.
Yes, Sonic is in his Lazenby face.
I don't know what that means.
I know you don't get it, but it was fun. It was fun.
All right.
Trust me.
Oh, well. The opening song. Anyway, real quick, Sonic and the Black Knight. IGN at the end of their reviews does the breakdown of each individual. Mm-hmm. Presentation, 8.5. Saying, good interface, looks nice. Graphics, 8.5. Pretty. Sound, 7.5. Gameplay, 3. Like,
whoa.
It's like it looks good, but they fucked it up. So sad.
How do you even score something based on the sound anymore? I mean,
a little bit. I think when Genesis and SNES were, and there wasn't CD audio, and you had one that was tinny and one that was MIDI.
I guess if you're talking about the music and voice acting, okay, I can get behind that. But I just imagine it's like, does this chainsaw really sound like a chainsaw?
What if I make the shittiest game in the world and it has an all Beethoven soundtrack? What are you gonna give my game? That was all Beethoven and Led Zeppelin. 10.
All right, kids. Let's move this shit on.
10. Watchmen. End is nig.
Don't pronounce it. Don't do it.
All right. Silent G.
Silent. Everything. The world is not. The end is nigh. 63. It's a beat 'em up that Shane. I loved the article. Shane and Dan of Talk
Dan
talk about why it is bad or good, or Dan had some points to bring up, but I
love that Shane ended the I sit next to Shane. It's like, Dan hasn't gotten back to me about my question in 3 hours, and this article's due. I'm like, well, just publish it. I didn't think he would. So there's like this question that's asked that's never answered, and the article ends, and boom, Watchmen contest out March 6th. Giving away 10 vouchers. The Black Friday.
Download this game that we're about to say isn't worth the $20.
Well, I read a couple of things about it, and that it's a very good looking game, and it's a decent brawler. This specific episode is a little lackluster, but they're still like, a lot of people seem resigned with themselves to admit that the game was okay, despite pretty much shitting all over Alan Moore's, I guess, well prepared grave.
Pretty much everything I've read so far is like, this is just fucking tedium. It's just hitting the same couple buttons over and over and over again.
I really only read tiny glimpses. I thought I read it was short. We wish it could have gone on longer. I don't really need a prequel to Rorschach, personally.
Yeah. We also this week had Eat Led: The Return of Matt Hazard.
That came out this week. I wanted to play that whole trailer on the podcast because it's really funny. Look for the Matt Hazard trailer. I'm not going to do it unless we're paid.
I would like about $1,000 a piece. I think I'd be happy with that.
I would just like a fucking podcast studio. I don't want to have to be setting up at 8:30 at night anymore.
Yeah. It's 9:15 p.m. right now. We had one hurdle after another for this podcast. Yes. I really want to choke the shit out of everything.
Enjoy recording on your computer, Brett. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I'm using Carolyn's computer. And your computer is over there, and I've set it on fire.
Anyway, and last that I want to mention this week is we ski and snowboard, and the less we say about that, the better. But enjoy the ads on the front page of our site.
Averaging a 66 at the present time.
Not in my heart. Because their ads on pages be paying the wages.
Nice!
The Dan Amrich line. I completely lifted that from him. Who wants to get into some news stories?
Oh, man. Well, the first thing I wanted to bring up for news is that Nintendo...
No, I want to bring this up.
Hey, shut up, this is Brett.
No, I have one. Halo 3 reached 1 billion matches.
Don't care.
Billion online... 1 billion.
Yeah, it's been up for a year and a half. It's the most popular game out. I expect that.
Yeah, but hey, look, every game comes with the promise of multiplayer, and most of them die within the first 2 months.
Yeah, that's true.
1 billion matches is kind of a milestone for a non-PC online game. Congratulations, Halo 3. It looks like mainstream acceptance is yours. I'm sure Brett has something more interesting to bring up.
Not really.
Podcast!
This was news to me. I don't know. As a Nintendo geek who really loathes the Wii but still cannot bother to get over it. Nintendo revealed a new controller this week, which is the Classic Pro controller.
That was a little offensive.
Yep. It's the classic controller that you already didn't pay $20 for.
It's a boomerang stuck on your old classic controller.
Yeah, all they did was add handles and shoulder buttons, and it's the Classic Pro controller. It replaces, if you know the Wii Classic controller, there's shoulder buttons and then stupid, dumb little circle buttons in between those.
Yes.
And you're like, why would you do that?
I actually like that. But you know what it does replace? The Wii remote.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it does replace, because now it looks like a proper controller of the modern era, and it has 4 shoulder buttons, ergonomic can handle. There's a chance now that means Nintendo is anticipating or is already making a normal game that has no waggle at all.
It's not that. It's just that.
It is that. I'm sorry, you're wrong.
The Wii remote is kind of what makes the Wii special. And after that, it's a PlayStation 2.5.
Yeah, but if they made a new good game, I would still play it.
True.
We just said Shadow of the Colossus still stands up, and I still think a game like Dragon Quest VIII still stands up for PS2. If they made a new game that looked at least that good, I would play it happily with that controller, the new controller. I would. But that's not going to happen, so why am I even talking about this?
What do you mean? I believe there was some announcement about Boy and His Blob.
Oh, yes, that was another thing that happened this week. A franchise, goddamn, it's barely a franchise. Like, it was a PC game.
It was one game and then a failed Game Boy game.
And then a Game Boy equivalent, which was like, so the whole point was you threw jelly beans at your pet blob to change him into things.
So the ending was a blueberry jelly bean? This isn't fair.
It's one of those games that is completely indicative of how wildly popular the NES was, where any idea would go.
I thought I'd read a long time ago that Boy and His Blob was based off of a submission of a regular gamer who won the idea to have their game made.
Well, I know it's called David Crane. David Crane's Boy and His Blob. So maybe that's right. But the music at the beginning sounds exactly like Indiana Jones, the title screen.
Actually, by the way, David Crane is one of the co-founders of Activision.
Are you trying to... Wow! And then it ceases to.
Thank you, David Crane.
Thank you, George Lucas, for not suing. But the reason this is exciting for people who are apparently nearing 30 is that it
or who are 30
is that gross.
You're gross.
Whatever, you just coughed dust on me. Editorial mummy.
I need that to live.
I think that mummy that vomited grapes was you.
I think
it's like I'm vomiting grapes in my own mouth. Nobody understands that joke.
Nobody.
Nobody but our longtime listeners.
An old throwback to a Mountain Dew taste test. But yeah, Boy and His Blob is now being developed by Way Forward, which means something because that's the team that did Contra 4, which was such a goddamn good game in every way. It was an old school game done new, done completely right. And the idea that they're going to make a new game that's also based on an old NES property, I'm already interested. And the screenshot's already released. It has that kind of braid, very artsy.
It's beautiful. All hand-drawn.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that it proves a Wii game can look amazing. You just have to not throw shitty polygons at it.
I guess that it is exactly what the Wii can do. It can do hand-drawn, animated, frame by frame.
Oh yeah, just stuff that even the PS2 didn't do but could have. And
why I still turn around and look at people playing Wario, even though I played it already.
Yeah, Wario Land Shake It, very pretty game.
All I want to do is play a cartoon. Please, we're gonna special guest reviewer will announce a bunch of new Nintendo titles later on in the podcast.
That's right. Also announced this week is Resident Evil Blood Drive. Which sounds like an excuse to spread the T-virus, but whatever. The email that we got is so full of blood puns, which I didn't think existed. Come give Resident Evil 5 a shot and make a positive change for the community. All type all Type O fans will learn that they can be positive agents for their community, and they will find that a bit of blood can go a long way. It doesn't even make sense. Yeah, but if you're in the LA area, Friday, March 13th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 6650 Hollywood Boulevard, World of Wonder Gallery, there's a blood drive for some reason. If you want to give blood, probably with a big banner of Resident Evil 5 over you.
You can win the Red Elite.
There's a thing you get bumper stickers and posters, and there's also a chance to win the Red 360. So yeah,
I predict this will be less crowded than the Mercenaries 2 free gasoline promotion that they also did in LA.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That, and then the other piece of news I had was that Microsoft is no longer fixing original Xboxes. If you're somehow...
Hey, that was a long time ago.
If you're somehow still using an original Xbox...
Yes, which you got one game last year, enjoy your Madden.
Yeah. If you're actually playing it or using it to play anything that isn't backward compatible supported on the 360.
Yeah, Microsoft...
Or using it as a MAME station.
Yeah, if you are still using an Xbox, I understand. I'd like to direct you to a video Shane and I made called Smashing Controllers in Slow Motion. We show you exactly what you can do with your Xbox.
Yes, you can throw it bowling style. But if your Xbox magically is still under warranty, you can exchange it for a 360.
What?
Yeah, there's some kind of voucher thing online to exchange
for a free 360.
If your Xbox breaks and it's under warranty, rather than them fix it.
That's how many Xboxes can actually still be under warranty? Isn't the warranty
Maybe
like a year?
If you bought an extended warranty, I guess.
If it's one of those things that, like, if it's sat on the shelf really long, and some stores,
or if they were smart, they would just print that, send it out to us, and we'd report it back, but not checking on what an Xbox warranty is. And I think my Xbox 360 warranty is 1 year.
I wonder how many original Xbox owners with warranties intact are going to suddenly send their systems in for sprouting legs and jumping out a third-story window.
Exactly. Just like in the movie...
oh, look at that! It just threw itself onto the concrete. It didn't want to live anymore.
It's like batteries not included.
God damn it. I was going to say Transformer Fall of the Risen.
Yeah, wasn't Batteries Not Included that movie where the robots had babies and then they all killed themselves?
You know what? Shut up. That's the music that's playing right now. That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I love that movie.
That is a goddamn good movie. Hey, kids, Google Hume Cronin right now.
Wow.
Hume Cronin and Jessica Tandy.
Maybe tell them how to spell that.
HUMECRO. I forgot.
Isn't it NYN?
Then go watch Arachnophobia and you'll be just like us.
Here is a new conspiracy, which I believe is just a combination of many, many stupid people. But I really would like to, if we can formulate this new conspiracy. The Examiner had a headline, GameStop allegedly scamming customers using Killzone 2. They sold Killzone 2 pre-ship date. And
a certain GameStop did. It wasn't the entire chain.
That's right, not the whole chain, just every one except the one next to my house. Sold Killzone 2 before the release date. No, this one GameStop sold it before the release date. Idiot children were buying them, and like this, I'm on the multiplayer beta, and I get home and I take my retail copy home, and it doesn't work on multiplayer. And they get to GameStop, and like, well, must be a problem with your disc, your PS3, and like, you want to sell it back? So they have to sell it back at the half used game price. So before ship date, the wall is covered with pre-owned Killzone 2s before the day it's supposed to be released anyway.
Yeah, that might just be...
No, I'm telling you, it's a wave of stupidity.
Yeah, no, it is a wave of stupidity. I don't know that it's deliberate on that GameStop's part.
No, it's with the users. Yes, your game won't work online until the day it ships.
Yeah,
and your beta code does not apply.
People should just generally know that.
No GameStop.
It's not the same servers. Number one.
GameStop, you should not sell a game before it. And no, bad GameStop, you should not buy back a pre-owned game before it's You should not have pre-owned games on the shelves the day the game ships.
Mm.
Oh, that's it. I thought we'd get mad about that, but I thought it was a stupid story.
No.
I could rap about this. I could rap about that. This is Chris, Professor Murder Antista, using Mr. Show puns to get Michael and Brett paying attention to me again. I'm supposed to have a big hip hop's finest.
What the hell are you talking about?
Rap jizzle and a video gizzle, go.
Wait, what article are you talking about, Chris?
Video games present hip hop's finest hour by me.
Down with Zelda from the very start. I got the heart and smarts to play the part. Down.
Zelda.
Creeping through with
that overhead view. What's up, man?
Gotta do. So I stay on track, collect the facts, never cut the slack, and I always watch my back for Jack. Down. Zelda.
Jack?
Yeah. I'm the man with the plan. The power's in my head and the power's in my hand. Down. Zelda.
Game Boy sold separately.
That commercial, I think every day in 7th grade came on in the closed circuit, Channel 1. I don't know how many people got Channel 1. What?
By the way, we discussed this. Nobody got that. I have never heard of that channel that you've mentioned.
I remember hearing about it when I was growing up, but we never actually had it in their classrooms.
It was just like a teen-aimed news to try to, dear God, please watch the news, kids, and no
Filled
one.
with ads.
Only 2 commercials.
Filled with ads that should be illegal to show in class.
There were only 2 commercials per broadcast, and one of them for a week straight was Link's Awakening, so which is up now, so please go look out of mercy.
By me. Out of sheer mercy, I could get fired if you don't look at it. Of course, we covered Gears of War, the Coal Train.
This is also my kind of shit.
Bring it on, sucker. This my kind of shit.
That's it. We played that too many times to bother listening to it again.
Go back to 20 if you want to hear more.
Go back to 20 if you want to hear any more Coal Trizzle.
Coal Trizzle?
Yeah, Coal Trizzle, my dizzle.
Oh, you know the Trizzle.
I do. Here's the one I wanted to bring up, because this is fantastic, and I know this means a lot to both of us. Donkey Kong 64.
Oh, God.
I have complimented Rare on their music before, and I went back and looked at this, and I'll take some of that back.
Well, no, Rare was generally good, but Donkey Kong 64 to me embodies the downfall of Rare. The point at which I was like, okay, they really don't have an idea. They did Banjo-Kazooie, which was excellent, and then DK64 was basically Banjo-Kazooie, followed by Banjo-Tooie, followed by
so many useless characters.
Yeah, it's
one character grew big, one had long arms. Donkey Kong, Dixie Kong, Trixie Kong, Dixie Kong, Shitty Kong. It doesn't matter. The Donkey Kong rap.
I really wanted to say something, and you'd have to edit it out.
Was it Fisty Kong? You can say it, but you have to do it over this rap. Here we go.
Donkey Kong, he's the leader of the bunch. You know him well. He's finally back to kick some tail. His coconut gun can fire in spurts. If he shoots ya,
it's gonna hurt. Are they playing a bass guitar on a dead robot? What the f-
If you listen closely, and I don't know if it comes over on the podcast, all those words are like individual words spliced together.
Yeah.
They're all little sound clips put to, because the N64 couldn't handle
that much data,
straight music very well, and I hope I can include this in the feature, because this is a good example of what the Nintendo 64 song sounds like without the expansion pack. This is the Buck Bumble theme song.
What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity buck bumble. Bum to the bump to the bump to the bass. Bum to the bump to the bumper. Bum to the bump to the bump to the bass. Bum to the bump to the bumper.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I remember when that came out, and I just decided to not ever play it.
Maybe because you didn't hear this.
That is definitely a product of like 1997. That sounds like.
Speaking of great, terrible raps, we almost forgot this one. GTA had a character. What was his name, Michael? a rapper.
One? Oh, OG Loke.
OG Loke. And the only thing I tried to get across in the article, I could never understand CJ was like a stand-up guy, hard-ass, completely subservient to whatever OG Loke wanted for no reason.
To whatever anyone wanted, for any reason.
For any reason, but like OG Loke treated him like shit. Yo, I need these rap. Here's a.
Yo, go kill this guy. He was my bitch.
Kill this guy. Steal my rhyme book. You have to steal a rhyme book so this guy can become famous. This is one of my favorite songs, I think, of all time.
Hey, ready for this, man? It's OG Loke in the place. I'm gonna let y'all know. I want to drop that hot shit for your brother. Hey, yo, what's so, baby? Hey, yo, what's so, baby?
What the fuck is going on?
God, where did you find that guy?
Say OG. Hey, say OG.
Is he being stabbed?
Say OG.
Don't do it! Oh!
Whatever, man. You're not from.
It's the lizard. That's who's singing that song.
You ain't from Grove Street, bitch.
But that was his whole thing, though. He's a horrible, talentless rapper, and he becomes famous because he manipulates you into stealing and killing for him.
Speaking of horrible, talentless rappers, Madden 2000.
Oh, man.
I tried to write it in the article, but a lot of people can buy a licensed song, but only Madden has the type of money to force rappers to write songs directly about their games. And we had Exhibit and what was something from Madden 2002. But Madden 2000 was by far my favorite theme, featuring Captain Ludacris, I believe he's called.
You can't take the pressure. You might as well quit because you just can't lie. Madden 2000, put your face in the ground. And your pride in the dirt, so put on a skirt. If you come on the field and don't want to get hurt, just bruise and be in all black and
Gonna get hurt! But I'm a fan of Madden 2002 specifically. The opening.
2002. I forget that guy's name, but it's in the art. Here's something I came across that I thought was weird. Street Fighter. I realized I haven't enjoyed any Street Fighter music since Super 2 Champion.
Alpha had good music.
Alpha did have okay music, but then I was like thinking back and like, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is terrible.
2 was terrible, but 1 was really good.
1 was okay. Street Fighter 4, that intro song, I think that's Usher or something. I have no idea who does it.
I saw the name of the band. They're actually a noted band in Japan, and that probably cost them some money to have them record a song for Street Fighter 4.
I have a feeling that's worked to its detriment. Every Street Fighter I've ever seen, they're usually a Japanese band.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. A noted band in Japan does not equal a good song.
No.
And a cheesy pop song by, like, if the Killers did a klezmer track, it would still be a klezmer track. And if a highly regarded Japanese band does a cheesy pop song, it is still a cheesy pop song.
I have no idea who klezmer is. But I do know who Infinite is, who supplied the lyrics to the departure in the Street Fighter series, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike.
I like that opening song.
I'm not
Street Fighter 3 or 4?
I think it's pretty bad, and it's in the art.
It's repetitive and silly. I just like the sound and the flow of it. It sounds good.
We will get to repetitive.
Oh,
and silly.
fine.
But this is just it. I thought this was notable. It's called "Let's Get It On." It's the player select screen. It's the most literal rap about Street Fighter I've ever heard.
Third strike, yo. Yo, I know you got your options, so pick the right thing. Some choices to make and mad records to bring them.
It's talking about picking a player at the character select screen.
Yeah, that one. That's not the one I'm talking about.
No. I know because it's the other one starts out.
It's just like Street Fighter 3. It's really good.
It's still pretty terrible. You don't need a lot of saxophone in your rap music. Ask the kid. Hold on, let me play a little more of this.
Just hooked on it, down bodies who want it. I don't know where you got your skills from. Jump off it, bring it on. Any opponent or contender, no one can stop this. With guns and objects, as far as I'm concerned, yo, it's only one topic. Joining Street Fighters from bare hands to toxic.
Bare hands to toxic. Thank you, Infinite.
Infinite One?
Infinite One.
Is that the guy that does the weekend wrap up on the Ding?
No, it's just Infinite. All caps though, so you kind of have to scream.
Oh Jesus! Oh, here we go.
Could you?
I can't. Speaking of which, me screaming. We went to WonderCon over the weekend and saw R2D2, and I really wanted to have a scream off with R2D2.
Wow!
But I decided.
I believe I don't have R2D2 on here.
I decided not to.
What a sad day. But I was trying to move up into the more iconic rapports,
Fours.
Some the series. What's the series right? The longest running series right now with the worst music, the most dated music. We have talked about it already in this podcast.
Jesus, that's a good question. So it sounds old even now when I listen to it.
You will hear the game trailer could be on our site tomorrow, and it'll be really old and crappy music.
Sonic?
There you go, Sonic.
Wow. I actually guessed that.
Sonic. Somewhere along the line, it was decided that Sonic would get nothing but wailing butt rock.
Yeah.
And Knuckles
is a straight urban gangsta, yo.
Is a straight urban gangsta, but he has several first-person rap songs done in completely different voices about him and what he likes. This is unknown from ME, probably the worst of the Knuckles raps from original Sonic Adventure. Now you know that's how a good rap song starts.
A piano, whatever the hell that is a cornerstone of any good rap song.
A Casio, yes. When you run your Econito. All right, this is probably the worst rhyme scheme I've ever heard.
Was it ABF?
I'm pretty sure it's translated. It's that bad, but then it's followed up by a chorus of a guy who's doing an R. Kelly impression who just sings whatever he wants. Doesn't have to rhyme.
Place restrictions on my music.
Yeah, man, I gotta get my Knuckles.
Gotta get my Knuckles shined.
Rougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles. I'm hard as nails. It ain't hard to tell. I break them down whether they solid or frail. Unlike the rest, I'm independent since my first breath. First test, feel the right, then the worst left. Born on an island in the heavens. The blood of my ancestors flows inside me.
God damn it.
You know that had to be translated.
The blood of my ancestors flows inside me. I would hope so.
Whose blood is it then?
I would hope so. And there's also
Knuckles was an interesting character in Sonic 3 only, when we didn't know anything about him. Just that he was supposed to protect the Chaos Emeralds, and that was interesting. And then when they said, well, he's actually the last of his clan, and his ancient ancestor Pacamacablacablah, he's
It's interesting that you mentioned the Chaos Emeralds, because
I am suffering through Sonic Chronicles. I'm at the last battle.
All right, we heard all about it last week. Speaking of Chaos Emeralds and Knuckles, in Sonic Adventure 2, Kick the Rock Wild Canyon addresses the Emeralds specifically.
This is Knuckles, and I'm back. I've been away for a while, but I'm back to kick some butt.
Is that guy snoring in the background?
Hold on.
Listen to that.
Been away for a while, but I'm back to kick some butt in Wild Canyon. I shall find all the lost pieces of the Master Emerald here. I'm gonna get those fools. They wanna play with my
Yo, then I'm gonna collect 100 rings and jump into the circle and turn into Super Knuckles.
That's right, y'all. It's from birth.
Wow.
Let me see if there's any more to this. It's any funny.
They playing with the wrong guy. Heck, I don't know. That's what I represented. Never seen a Mike Hog spit like a menace. Wild Canyon fun. I gotta chase a bat, huh? Yeah, Rouge, she's sexy and smooth. A double.
What?
I know. I think I had to write these down. These lyrics.
I see Knuckles getting on with Amy an awful lot.
It's Rogue. She's sexy and smooth. A double-cross spot thief that's out for my jewels.
I think he means.
It's Smith.
Rouge? Wow.
I cracked myself up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rogue Rouge.
Rouge the Bat.
Stupid name.
All right.
Rouge is a saucy whore in Sonic Chronicles.
I'm not even going to go to the pumpkin song. I'm going to move on into my very, very, very favoriteest thing in this entire article, and it's
good. Let's wrap this up.
It's.
Did you get it? You hear what I said? I said let's wrap this up.
Elston.
Touche.
Elston, you are a genius. This is my favorite. I heard about this somewhere. Super Mario Land.
Oh man,
it's one word.
I love this, by the way.
It's off of an album called Super Mario Compact Disco featuring the Ambassadors of Funk and MC Mario. Oh, we'll get to MC Mario. The songs aren't bad. They tend to go on 90 minutes too long, and they're very reminiscent of Bill Beb Defoe and Tony.
Wow,
saxophony.
Man, I love that. I love that early '90s Tony sound. I can't help it.
It has that little button in the background that goes, woo!
Yeah!
Yeah.
Spin that wheel.
This song is full of that shit. And this entire album is. This is the song I chose to embed in the article.
Welcome and enter the center of my Super Mario adventure. My girl's trapped on the other side of town, so I'm moving in leaps and bounds.
Oh man, where do these lights come from in here? This is incredible. Oh, we got a smoke machine. Oh, it's so good.
Pretty good.
Woo!
There you go.
Oh, it's so fucking good. If you were alive in 1989 when Mario Land came out.
Unfortunately, there's about 20 tracks on this CD. It's been out of print for a while. It was released only in Japan in 1993. That song made it to number 8, or according to my research, number 9 on the UK singles chart.
Wow, really?
For 2 weeks in a row, it captured the number 9 spot. It took it away from.
So weird. That serves as a great example of. I just came back from Japan, and I'm a huge video game music nerd. I love it, and have been ever since I was probably like 6 or 7 years old. Like obsessed over game music, and being there, realizing how popular game music has been all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are soundtracks to shit that will never come out here. It's a viable form of commerce. Like video game soundtracks is a section. This Mario CD is something that it only came out in Japan, and that's not abnormal there. If it came out over here, it would be this very
like I would have gone nuts over this.
Yeah, exactly. Like even something like we've made fun of it, but Mortal Kombat the album with all the songs about the fighters. That's such an oddity even now that even happened. But that shit happens all the time.
Okay, here's what I appreciate about that soundtrack is that they're all about the characters.
Yeah.
All of these songs are from Mario's perspective. They're first person in different voices, including that was a different guy. There's 20 tracks in the album, about 7 songs. In between, you get updates from MC Mario, apparently different from Ambassadors of Funk.
Yo, check this out. You're in tune with Radio Compact Disco. 24 hours a day, brand new and pumping out super dope sound in the mushroom world. To tune in, just put the CD in and press play. I'm MC Mario, super fine with a jump and a spin.
that was the sound of him moving back out of the frame.
All of these songs seem like they're based on bullet-pointed notes about Mario.
Oh yeah, it does.
People who know shit about music, because this is competently done.
Yeah, it is. It sounds
very much so. But the entire album consists of songs about saving the princess, starting in Donkey Kong in 1981, and being a plumber. And this is up to Mario Kart, Mario World.
Right, like 93 is post Mario World, post Mario Kart.
But I do want to play another clip of MC Mario interviewing his boy Yoshi in between one of the tracks, which is actually from Yoshi's.
Here's today's special guest on Radio Compact Disco. He's a popular guy, a VIP dinosaur, and he eats apples. Yo! Come again.
That means that is one of the key points to bring up about Yoshi when introducing him. Oh man, he's a dinosaur.
What else does he do?
He loves apples.
He's green. I cannot say if he's green. That's not going to make a good lyric. What else does he do?
I suppose he does.
He eats an apple.
Yes, go with that. That's brilliant.
You do that.
And he eats apples. Yo, it's Yoshi. Come again, bad boy? You say you're surprised to be on the show? Well, hey, you're a hero, man.
Sure.
Well, yes, but here, I can't get over this last sound effect.
Okay, man. You want to play your own game? The one with the eggs? Let's do it, man. Hit the switch.
I could only imagine his asshole. Like, when I heard it, that's not a Yoshi sound effect. Finger in, pull apart.
Why would you picture that?
Because I know it's a wipe, but Mario didn't pass through a gate. It was Yoshi talking.
Oh, like when you use a key in the keyholes in Mario World and the big keyhole comes up. And...
Play it again.
My bum.
Yes, now imagine Yoshi bending over with his hands on his back.
I basically picture, what is it, that duck from TP Funhouse that goes in its own ass to reverse time and kills Einstein in the past.
Could you have rubber gloves on? Could you spread your cheeks?
Go look up TV.
So you imagine basically Green Dinosaur Goatsa, is what you're saying.
Can we move on to another song?
I believe we can.
It's 10 o'clock.
I am playing a bunch of other songs throughout the intros, outros. Super Mario World.
Man, really well done. It's like opening my mind to a new level of existence.
It's still a little archaic, but it's at the time like this. They did a very, very good job.
Oh, absolutely.
I want you. Who's the first person who can call out what music this is sampled from? This is called "Go Mario Go." That's 2. It's Mario 2.
Oh, really? Mario 2?
It's Mario 2. Like I'm saving the songs from Mario 3 to listen to play during our intros and outros, and another song from Mario 2. But by far the worst song on the soundtrack is sung by Princess Peach and or Daisy. Like they're not really specific about it because obviously none of that sounded like Mario. None of that sounded like Knuckles.
Right.
Let's see how do you think the princess is going to sound?
Jesus, I think it's going to sound like singer Anita from 2 Unlimited.
Nobody. I don't know what that means, but let's find out.
Alright, and Super Mario World's the biggest place.
Well, that's not
At
the
least
princess.
I rescued Daisy. Me and the princess go way back to the first time I turned on the charm. And if you don't believe me, why don't you ask her yourself?
Mario Paint.
Princess Daisy, you're listening to Super Mario Compact Disco. Kick it, kick it, kick it.
Wow.
For some reason, that was the most jarring thing to me.
Mario Painter.
Oh yeah, it's Mario up in the house.
She sounds kind of like MIA.
She sounds a little like MIA. The extreme.
Which MIA was probably 12 when that happened.
That's probably true.
But the song is called "Save Me," parentheses, with your charm.
Mario.
And it's all about Daisy or Toadstool being absolutely helpless. And how Mario must.
She sounds pretty saucy in those clips.
Exactly, she sounds thuggish. I'm afraid of her.
And that background beat is Mario Paint. Oh! Wow, she's
Wow, indeed. And I'm gonna punish you guys right now.
So I missed the actual title of that soundtrack you guys were talking about.
Super Mario Compact Disco.
Oh, that's what it was called.
Several times. Super Mario Compact Disco, not available on CD. I can't link to it in the forum.
That's sort of ironic that something called Compact Disco is not available on CD.
There, over and over again, the guy explains how to listen to it. Just put the CD in the CD player and press play. It was like a new format to Nintendo owners.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
That they wouldn't become familiar with until 2001 when GameCube launched.
You guys.
We know you don't know what CDs are because you don't have the add-on, but just bear with us, please.
Because
forget this. Welcome to the new level bullshit.
What did people use before CDs, as far as data is concerned?
Smoke signals,
Sonic the Hedgehogs,
in all seriousness.
Electricity, Pteranodon. Doing it.
Stone tablets.
No!
How many syllables? Come on.
Floppy disks.
Sounds like... Oh, floppy disks.
I didn't use floppy disks before CDs.
I did!
Damn it.
That's because you were born at the same time as CDs.
I wanted to play this as a break. This is long, but as far as my rap feature goes, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. And I hope the audio does it justice, because the YouTube video is hysterical. It's from years ago. It's anti-piracy. It's rap. It's beautiful.
Jenny, hold up. Look, I brought a disc, and we could copy this, okay? And we can play it on my brother's computer.
Okay, no problem. All we gotta do is...
Copy that floppy.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Have you heard this?
I remember the Don't Copy That Floppy campaign, but...
Gee, hold on. Just wait a sec.
Whoa. Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Oh, God.
Did I hear you right? Did I hear you saying that you're gonna make a copy of a game without paying? Come on, guys. I thought you knew better. Don't copy that floppy.
Well, wait a minute. Who the heck are you anyway? Yeah, and what are you doing on our computer?
Shut up!
I'm your MC, double tap. DD, that's the disc protector. For you and the posse, that's the artists, writers, designers, and programmers that work with the images for games and grammar to let you learn, but also play the game you came here for today.
It covers every detail of where money goes. I cut it down to this song. Wow. It's still 4.5 minutes.
Jesus.
So I believe I didn't want this to happen, but I think Don't Copy That Floppy is going to have to take you guys in a break. We get back, we are going to talk about, we're going to tell you exactly the details of the Watchmen contest to win movie vouchers, DVDs, and whatnot. Exactly. And we got a community segment, and a special guest is going to read off the brand new Nintendo games for 2009.
No common San Diego, no more Oregon Trail. Tetris and the others, they're all gonna fail. Not because we want it, but because you're just taking it. Disrespecting all the folks who are making it. The more you take, the less there will be. The discs become fewer, the games fall away. The screen starts to shrink, and then it will fade. Programs fall through a black hole in space. The computer world becomes bleak and stark. Loses its life, and the screen goes to dark.
Welcome to the end of the computer age.
But I'm much too strong and you're much too smart to let that happen to your chances to explore parts of the new age just behind the doors of your minds. You're the posse of the future and you hold in your brains things never thought of before.
Talk radar. It's about to burst with snacky happiness.
I'm going to GamesRadar.com.
You're in tune with MC Mario, and it's getting late. Now you know more about my life than I do. I'm like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Mario and Wario. And that guy first appeared when I had to go and get those 6 golden coins.
I'm a Wario. I'm gonna win.
The following contains subtitles for our non-funk speaking audience.
Yo, what up, dog? I'm here to drop some knowledge about my boy Toe Jam and who? Earl. The game's beat fresh. Bam! All that, boy. Yo, peep out my man DJ as he flex. And he go crazy, Earl, checking out the house in the hood.
In other words, I highly recommend it.
Toe Jam and Earl Panic on Funkatron game and Sega Genesis, each sold separately.
Yeah, we're coming in with more more heat from Super Mario Disco, an album you'll never get.
I'm amazed at that. That's one of those things that, like, you can't buy it, so what other avenue is there but to download it somewhere? Like, put it out again, I will pay money for it. I just bought Marvel vs. Capcom soundtrack in Japan for like $30. I'm willing to pay money for this shit.
Wow, we actually invested a lot of time into replacing the Marvel vs. Capcom soundtrack on the Sega Dreamcast.
The first game.
Okay.
Not the second one. Jesus, no.
Cruising for a heartache. That's what I'm doing.
Cruising for a heartache. All right, before we go into the community segment with the question,
I'm skipping Rock Band releases this week. It's Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I don't care.
No one does.
Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I don't care.
Jesus. All right, I wanted to bring up. Remember a couple of podcasts ago, we Chris and I think Michael was involved in this as well. How much we loved Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection.
Yes.
And just like what a fantastic group of games that was, and all this stuff. On the way to Japan, and the way back, I was just supremely worried about the 12-hour flight, what the hell I was going to do. Between listening to podcasts and playing Sonic Chronicles, I needed something else to do. And I started playing Phantasy Star 4, because I'd never played it before. Pretty good. You might wonder, how am I playing Phantasy Star 4? It's one of the games on Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. That's because it's on the Sega Genesis Collection on PSP, which was released November 2006. That is the exact same game.
I didn't know this. You pointed this out to us.
The fact is, I've had this game since then, but it was one of those things I was like, oh, cool, and put it on the shelf. It's just like, it's everything on there that we already gloated about, like, oh man, it's got Echo the Dolphin and Shinobi.
But not with the exact presentation, I believe you said?
It's pretty close to the same presentation, including the same unlockable videos, the interviews.
Wow.
It's striking because...
But does that one have Toe Jam and Earl?
It does not have Toe Jam and Earl. It does have Shadow Dancer, the second Shinobi game, the third. It is missing a few games that are on the 360 one, but it has games that aren't on the 360 one. So it's just very strange. I don't know. It's literally been out for 2.5 years and completely slipped my mind, and I took that with me. And
dude, I totally have a copy. I've never.
Yeah, and on the way to Japan, I enjoyed Shinobi 3, Shadow Dancer. I played Sonic. I played Phantasy Star 4, and now that 360 one, I'm like, oh well, I guess that's pretty cool. That's all.
It's a good segue.
That's
because
interesting.
You have anything more on that, Michael?
No, I just want to say it's interesting.
You just want to mock Brett?
I do.
Retro, we have a special guest to come in. Nintendo has just released 120, and we're not going to read them all. 120 games are going to release next year, and we have our special, I guess he's becoming our Nintendo expert.
Oh, he does. He cares more than I do.
Nintendo expert, ladies and gentlemen, Duke Lombardi.
Hi,
Hey, Duke.
Hey, Duke, man, Jesus, it's been a while.
You guys are awesome. Can I say that?
You did already.
But you should say it again, just the same.
You guys are awesome. You are flowers growing out of a pile of shit. You're beautiful people.
I'm not sure how to take that.
Oh my god. Nintendo announced, oh my god, 120 games that come out for the system.
Well, as an E-rated reviewer, this means you'll be in business for a while.
According to this list, whatever.
Let me guess, they're all Wii Fit.
If I were to exclude titles with my sports and animals in it, it'd be down to 2. To a low number. Oh, shit.
Really? Duke, are you on drugs?
Activision, X-Men, Origin. Sure, multi-platform. I have no idea what that is. The X-Men, I guess that's an X-Files spin-off. Ice Age 3, can't wait. Can't wait. It's supposed to have dinosaurs. Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen. It's about time the Fallen had to come up.
I think that's the opposite of what Revenge of the Fallen means.
Shit doesn't. Improv is not my strong
It's time the fellers had their comeuppance.
Not my strong suit. Atari, Ready to Rumble, Revolution, which I'm sure it will be. It's Backyard Baseball, MotoGP,
They had that on display at WonderCon, and no one was playing it.
I disagree. If I can waggle to break, drift, and select things in the menu, I think I'm going to be happy. Conspiracy Games in April is going to bring us Real Heroes Firefight.
Oh boy.
I've been rejected from the firefight 6 times. Can't fit
only 6?
Can't fit through the hole. That's a bad joke.
I would have guessed it would have been at least twice that.
Would you be willing to save a little child's life if it meant sacrificing your own?
Hold on.
More to the point, would you be willing to save the life of a cruller if it meant sacrificing that of a child?
Oh, Michael, you jest because I'm fat.
Well, you fit into glass pants. I don't know how you can't fit in a hole. Oh,
old jokes. Out of nowhere, Deep Silver is going to bring us the unspeakably ambiguous Professor Hines' Wolf's Gravity. This is a game about ketchup and flying wolves. I don't know, but pencil me in.
A wolf so big it has its own gravitational pull.
Also, Fritz Chess. Hannah Montana the movie, the game, which I thought that movie came... Whatever, it's in my Netflix. The Electronic Arts, so I believe as you kids call them, the EA, is going to bring you Trivial Pursuit. My Sims Party, because if there was anything lacking from My Sims, it was the party.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was a party.
Adding party to everything.
EA Sports Active, Tiger Woods PGA Tour. Guess what? Boom Blocks Bash Blank. Guess the word.
I'm gonna guess party.
It is party.
No, I was gonna guess my.
Blocks my.
Boombox Splash my.
Yeah. So how many times does My Sports Party show up on there?
Hold on. Wait for it. You just predict the next one. EA presents My Sims Racing.
Oh my God.
My Sims Racing.
Oh God.
Coming soon on a Wii 360 day. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. We don't call them Half-Bloods anymore. Not cool. In G.I. Joe, Rise of the Cobra. Oh, and working title, EA Sports. Guess what sport? What hasn't EA done?
Curling.
On the Wii.
Swimming.
Tennis. I can't get enough tennis games on the Wii. I don't care if Sonic's holding a racket. Anything phallic with a fucking net. I'm going to get a kick out of it. Help Wanted by Hudson Entertainment. No explanation necessary.
What's the name of the game?
Help Wanted, Elston.
Help Wanted?
Help Wanted.
Oh, God damn it.
So you have to write want ads and then, like, interview candidates?
It's under the word Hudson Entertainment. I don't know if it's a game or a posting.
Or a secret message.
Yeah. Konami Digital Entertainment. Never heard of them. Disney's Dance Dance Revolution Disney Group. One word jumped out at me. I don't want you to guess what it is. Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D Wheelie Breakers.
What the hell are you saying?
That's a game.
It's just words coming
it's just
out
random
now.
words. Yu-Gi-Oh! Whirly Durly, Burly Furly. Like the seven. Like
fault.
what the?
Not my fault. I don't make the games. I just read about them.
No, I'm just expressing anger at the Wii lineup as such that it is.
Hold on, I'm getting a Nintendo right after Namco Bandai's Kalana. Kalana will finally reach. I don't know anything about Kalana. Nintendo. Who's ready? Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Klonoa is good.
Pikmin!
Oh, that's out next week, and we already have it here.
New play controls. Mario Tennis.
Also, we have it now.
Come out and play game.
God.
Ugh. Dude. It's a reference to my favorite movie, Hello Dolly.
Oh, I get it.
Sidebots, Trick Racing, Eat Shit 360, new play control, Donkey Kong's Jungle Beat, or Donkey Kong's Dongle Beat.
Junkie Kong. That needs to be a thing.
Oh man, Jungle Beat's excellent GameCube game. I don't know how the Wii one will be with all that waggle.
Time to get moving.
Punch out! Sega of America, Virtua Tennis. I can't think of a better game. Except when I see Let's Tap immediately following. Let's Tap, a game that finally lets you tap.
That ass?
If you want to take it crude, if you want to go blue.
If I want to go blue.
South Peak, Rugu, Twisted Towers, Pirates vs. Ninjas Dodgeball. Here's my favorite, Zoo Games, leading the charge in Wii third-party exclusives. M&M's Beach Party, melts in your mouth, not in the sand. Give it up.
That's seriously the subtitle, or did you just come up with that?
No, that's all Duke. 100% Duke.
Nicely done, sir.
Or actually Chris Antisa's articles. Puzzle Kingdoms. No one? Moving on.
It's a Puzzle Quest spinoff.
Probably what I'm most excited about. Garfield gets real.
Real stupid?
This time, it's real. It reminds me of Bad Boys. Pennzoil's Building Race.
God, can you just stop reading this list?
No, it gets better.
It's awful. It's
from Zoo Games alone. Smiley World Island Shell.
It's depressing. This is what Nintendo's become.
I love this system. Jelly Belly Ballistic Beats. It's another game about candy. Oh, until you find out the fucking Prego lasagna license has been extended. 3 months later, Garfield's Pet Force.
2 Garfield games?
Is landing on your radar. Thank you, Zoo Games.
Pet Force.
Pet Force. I have a feeling someone's going to get their ass busted. Moving on to the Nintendo DS, and we got to go quick. I believe I already mentioned Don King, Transformers, Ice Age 3, Jesus Christ, Mastodonians, Guitar Hero on Tour, Modern Hits, finally.
Finally, a third Guitar Hero in less than a year for one platform.
And tell me if this is redundant. Jake Hunter's Detective Chronicles, Memories of the Past.
This might as well be called Jake Hunter Things That Happened.
That's from Axis Games, which is following that DS triumph up with Rockin' Pretty. Espia will bring you Treasure World in June. Oh, Backyard Baseball, unforgettable. My Horse and Me, Riding for Gold. Oh, this is a good year for me.
Oh, God damn it.
I gotta get on.
Someone read my nightmare and made a release list about it.
Whatever. I wish I could get on more unemployment. Trackmania, no idea. Music game, I guess. Tokyo Beatdown in Darkspire, Dokapon Journey, Steel Princess, STEAL.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Gotcha. 101 and 1 Explosive Megamix. I can't wait for this. This sounds like value in a can. How about this? Get ready. Nights in the Nightmare. They really flipped words in the head here. Nights in the Nightmare. And this one, I think, makes the most sense. Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survival.
Interesting.
That's alright. You guys are supposed to be professionals. Fuck those. Capcom's bringing us on the DS Mega Man Star Force 3, Black Ace, Mega Man Star Force 3, Red Joker. I can only assume there's 52 more games to follow. I can't wait.
Oh, let's please keep bastardizing Mega Man.
More Mega Man Star Force is always a good thing until Deep Silver hits your DS.
Mo Mega Man, mo problems.
Pet Vet. Where's he going? Pet Vet :
Into the colon?
No, Michael, it's disgusting.
Straight to hell?
That's wrong. Down under, just like Paul Hogan. Professor Hines, Wolf's Gravity will also be appearing portably. DJ Star. This is probably the most descriptive title of all time. The Humans. And Horoscope DS. I'm canceling my newspaper subscription. Hannah Montana the movie, Given, Dreamcatcher, Shop Owner, Babysitter, Teacher, Duke Hooked. I guess is the fourth title. EA, amazing. Following it up, My Sims Party. I don't want to be left alone in public without it. Zubo. This is the most promising title of 2009 as far as I'm concerned. Henry Hatsworth and the Puzzling Adventure.
It actually has a bit of buzz behind it.
You guys are losing interest. Little Pet Shop, My Sims Racing, Hudson Entertainment, Miami Law. We're just going to bleed through it right now. Monster Races, Magician's Quest, I can't think of any other kind. Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings sitting on one, brother. Puffin's Island Adventure. That's a colon in there. Puffin's Island Adventure. Power Bike, Drama Queens, Marker Man Adventures. Hot and Cold, Dawn of Hero. This is a really good time for the DS. And my title alone, Mumbo Jumbo, Crazy Chicken, Star Cards.
Wow.
Crazy Chicken, Atlantis Quest.
What the hell?
Are you ready? Crazy Chicken, The Pharaoh's Treasure.
There's 3 Crazy Chicken games?
Who is this Crazy Chicken? Where did it come
Also
from?
followed by their 7 Wonders 2, which I think makes either 14 or 21 months. Nintendo, Rhythm Heaven, Personal Trainer, Walking. I don't get it. The legendary Starfire.
Don't you need a personal trainer to learn how to walk?
Maybe. Maybe. I have a little rascal right now. I don't have to walk anyway. I have a beep form.
So
Grand Theft Auto, Chinatown. Who cares? Peggle, DualShot, Rugo Attack, Desktop Tower Defense. Apparently not on your desktop. Everybody listen up for this. I think this deserves some kind of drum roll, which I don't have. Imagine Makeup Artist, Imagine Music Fest, and Imagine, and this is really specific, Boutique Owner.
So,
which I will shorten in my headline to Boners.
Imagine Boner. Okay, that's
My Healthy Cooking Coach, Pets Fashion, Dogs and Cats. Game I've always wanted. Jake Power Soccer Club, Garfield Gets Real, and a bunch of other zoo games. You're welcome. Elston, I believe I have to get out of here. It's time for the community segment. I'll be back next to review something. Peace. Goodbye. Love you.
I have never been so glad to have him leave.
Guy rules.
Oh, he does. It's always nice when he stops by to just read 400 games.
I hope people quit requesting.
Especially when it feels more like 600 games.
So after that unpleasantness that makes me not want to play games ever again, we have a community segment, which I wasn't around last week to ask the last question. Question 24. What's the game you regret parting with the most? Kind of Rascal Flatts What Hurts the Most, right? Right?
No idea what you're talking about.
So there were a lot of answers. I wasn't here to really partake in this, but a lot of new users signed up. But before I read the people who signed up, seemingly just answer the question, a couple of answers that I did like, because I looked through the thread. Valenthaz pointed out American Gladiators for Super Nintendo, and I only wanted to mention that because that's a game I played a hell of a lot of back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, and strangely enough, the NES version I felt was far superior. Just saying.
You played the Super NES one a whole lot anyway?
I played them both.
Wow. Jesus. A little too well. I can smell that through my mic. Thank you.
Yeah, that's actually one of those games that I borrowed from a kid and then just never gave back.
Incidentally, remind me never to swap headsets with you for any reason ever.
Yeah. And then someone else, a user, Shrimp and White Wine, which is...
The Tim and Eric reference. Congratulations.
Ah, yes, the Beaver Boys.
Shrimp and White Wine, I love you.
Yeah, Shrimp and White Wine said, I miss my ex-girlfriend. She was a game I had frequent sexual relations with. I just thought that was kind of funny.
He called his ex a game.
He called a girl a game. But users that signed up, Speedy Boots, Buster Dog 82, Man Sickle, Trax, Stoned Magician 99, Tyrant of Souls, Humpy Dumpy, Thunder Muffins McGee, Don't Eat Raw Haggis, Opasander, Rollo Tony 11, Ramiji Man, Cornelius Cardew, Kiwi Crossing, and Shiny McShine.
And in case you've been gone a week, those are all names I read out last week.
Right.
Brett just got back, but we don't have time to do it over. Mansicle won the last contest.
Mansicle has been around, but I don't remember saying his name. I was extending a knowledge.
Let's move on. I'll show you my notes later. You will laugh at yourself. I read almost all those names out last week.
Some of them were repeats, but a lot of them weren't.
It's okay. It's okay. Because we have a contest. The more users, the better.
Question 25?
Before you go into that, I forgot to announce the contest. Sorry to question 25. Contest. Watchmen. out in theaters, March 6th, Friday, the day you're hearing this. We have 10 movie vouchers to give away, 10 copies of Watchmen, the complete motion comic, out now on Blu-ray and DVD. Watchmen, Tales of the Black Freighter, out on March 24th on Blu-ray and DVD. We have 10 copies of all that to give away. All you have to do is guess what? Anybody? You should have guessed it already. Make your favorite game character a Watchmen character.
How would they do that?
Possibly Photoshop, drawing, dressing up like one, any way you want.
Oh, okay, I see.
Any way you want. You know, I'm not even going to not include Seth from Street Fighter 4. That's how open I am to this contest. Anyway, moving on. Question 25. Everybody's losing energy. It's almost midnight.
Question 25 I did not have prepared, but Chris suggested, what is a game that actually instigated a fight amongst you, your friends? Maybe it wasn't between you, maybe it happened in front of you, around you. First thing that pops in my mind is playing Killer Instinct in the arcade. And
a lot of fights in the old arcades.
A lot of fights in the old arcades because you'd put a quarter up on the machine and be like, I got next. Maybe that guy doesn't feel like giving you next. And my friend and I, this was like 95, I think, and funny thing is, it was just us playing. There was no one else there. And we still ended up, like, I put 2 quarters up there because I'm like, fuck you, I'm going next. You've been playing too long. He takes the quarters up and throws them across the mall. And I have to go running down the hallways of the mall to find...
That's a pretty tiny mall.
Well...
Illinois.
This was in Missouri. Thank you very much. And, well, I didn't say that he threw it across the whole mall. I'm just saying...
That is what you said, actually.
He threw them...
He threw it across the mall.
Time to get moving.
He threw it a lot.
Okay, fine.
And I just remember getting into this really angry argument, and it was just that annoying thing where neither one of us can drive, and we both have to be picked up, and we both have to be carted.
Oh, you have to wait there in your shame.
Yeah, we'd have to sit there angry at each other about stupid Saberwolf versus Bee Orchid and stupid shit. That's what comes to mind for me. Just, I can't remember something else. It seems like there's something else about people just getting in dumb fights about, I can't remember anything else, but...
Michael, you got anything?
Actually, yeah, I think it was Top Gun 2. A friend of mine had gotten it recently. Did that have multiplayer?
I have no idea. I only played the first Top Gun.
I think if it didn't have multiplayer, then it was some similar jet fighter game that had a 2-player mode. And I kept he had just gotten it. He was all gloating about it. I kept kicking his ass repeatedly, having never played it before. And so finally I felt kind of bad, and I let him win a round. And he just, started jumping up and down and yeah, in your face, you stupid bastard! It's like, okay. But, yeah, I don't think it's ever, been, a come-to-blows fight over a game.
Hey, okay, this is fun.
There you go. That's the best I could put together. Mine was, it was Jackal. NES. Well, the original co-op.
Yeah.
Jeep Military Combat on the NES. NES is on top of the television, about 6 feet off the ground. A controller was lightly tugged. Nintendo broken.
Right.
Over. Your fault, not my fault. We start fighting. His little brother jumps in. We're sent outside on the lawn because that's how things used to work.
Yeah.
Take this outside. We have a good feeling that a bunch of 9-year-olds aren't going to hurt each other as long as they don't have weapons or sharp things. Go outside in the lawn. Jackal. It was the furthest we'd ever gotten, and it broke. Wow, interesting topic. You know what?
Yeah.
I think we should get out of here. Hopefully you guys will have more insight onto this. I'm sure you will, but next week, what do we have coming up?
I would like to tease Resident Evil 5 review we have going up next week. It actually goes up a little earlier than everyone else's.
I think we have the penultimate exclusive.
Yeah, I won't say when or what day, but early next week. In fact, almost the earliest of next week.
Yes.
The review will go up, and you can find out what Michael and I played the entire game co-op. Strong feelings, some mixed feelings, but nonetheless, you'll see what we think. It's pretty good.
I'll say this. I have a feeling their opinions might surprise you.
It is. There's 4 reviews now on Metacritic, and it's averaging an 85, I think. There have been 2 8s and a 9, and I know P. Tom gave it a 5 stars, 10 out of 10 equivalent. So it'll be
a fat
interesting.
Orion belt.
Yeah. Really nice belt from Orion.
A lot of weight, a lot of notches there.
I don't think it's definitely not going to be the runaway, amazing, universally lauded game RE4 was. Just right away, it's just not going to be.
Mhm.
It's already getting some, it's 8 is still good. But I'd also like to tease, I worked my balls off over November, December, and January to make a magazine. And right now on newsstands, you should be able to find the PlayStation 3 Ultimate Review Guide, complete collectible guide, 198 games reviewed, every PS3 game that P-Tom has ever reviewed, and PSM from back in the day, is in this one magazine I'm hitting now. It's got a bright yellow cover with a bunch of character art on it.
Bunch of PS3 characters. I'm not telling everybody to go out and buy it.
I am.
But if you see it, we should start a thread in the forums and start and say where you saw it.
Yeah,
I'm very curious to see where these things go.
Yeah, I'm actually very interested to see how far it makes it. And if you see this magazine, please let me know. If you literally flip open to just the first page, like the moment you open it, it's a dumbass picture of me looking like an idiot.
And Brett, I would, in the interest of completely devaluing and denigrating your amazing accomplishment here, I'd just like to say your signature looks like Butt Elston.
Oh, wow, it kind of does. Wow, so if you want to see me sign, my name is Butt Elston.
So is that your actual signature, or is that just like one you did for the I don't want anybody to copy my handwriting sort of thing?
No, that's, my cursive sucks. No one writes cursive. Cursive is stupid and for idiots. But they want you to sign your name with cursive. Oh, right, when I sign, literally, you learn cursive in what, 2nd grade?
I say give me a quill with ink dabbed on it. I'll write cursive for you.
Yeah.
I'll write it fantastically. I even know the Z. I don't use it.
I don't know if I know the Z anymore. Anyway, that's what I wanted to tease. Check it out, pick it up. I had to compile this whole fuck off list, write a bunch of features, write a bunch of shit. The first time I've ever put an entire magazine together myself, with help from designer, who, strange enough, Dan's wife. Cat. So yeah, check that out. Take a picture of it if you see it. Let me know where you saw it, and buy 5 or 6 copies.
Yes.
Or 12.
Buy them out. Actually, buy them all.
Not telling you to buy copies, but pictures of yourself with a magazine in the forums.
That would be. I don't know. I don't think I get any kind of kickback if it sells really well. I don't think I get anything. Just be nice to know it didn't bomb.
Not saying you should go out and buy copies, but if you don't buy all of them, you're not really a fan.
It's true.
That's not what I'm saying at all, but it's something you
But
work,
it's true.
It's
not what we're saying.
Oh, we work on the internet primarily, and there's something Brett worked up that's tangible that you can go out there and hold. And
yeah. And it is like 90% me. Like, this was something that
I'll send people out prize packs, and they'll post the awful anthrax-looking envelope I send them.
Yeah.
So this is Brett's magazine. You can only get a new.
I think it's a pretty fun magazine. And then Tyler Wilde has one coming out soon too. So
I don't care for it, but
I don't care, Michael.
Absolutely kidding. I don't know. I don't have a copy yet, actually.
Well, here you go. Have this one. Whee!
Whoa!
Wow!
Put it away from the bottles.
That is a horrible fumble.
It's coming at the bottle.
Bottles of ginger beer.
All right, bottles of ginger beer.
Jesus. Got a thing on Wolfenstein going up next week, and then I believe I'm helping you with a Resident Evil 5 review.
Yeah, a little bit. Chris,
I'll be doing podcast.
That is shocking, Chris.
And I will hopefully be getting a review up of a popular game. That's probably going to come next week.
Yes, comes out this month, just after the Ides of March, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me just say one word tease. It's Wang Wars. It battles in an ethnic neighborhood. No, I'm going to be doing more podcasts. Look for the hip hop feature. Feel free to correct my grammar in the comments. And by the way, I do want to plug. Check the podcast 41 page. It'll be on the front page of Games Radar for Friday to Monday. If you're having problems finding it, Google search Talk Radar, one word, the number you're looking for. You'll find the page and links to everything we talk about in every episode. Yes. I'd like to thank the Warner Brothers folks, or whoever the hell's giving us Watchmen stuff. Watchmen, Friday, March 6th. Go see it. I'm a little scared, but
yeah, there's going to be a big GR outing to go see that. So hopefully we're not all then going to drink, going fucking movie.
We are whoring, but it's for something we like, so I don't feel that awful about it.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, tune in next week. I guarantee we'll have more energy, and it'll be earlier in the evening.
I also realized I forgot to give away those Street Fighter cards. Who cares? I'll bring it up next week.
Yeah, well, then fine. Give us one word to go out on.
What did I say last time? Boner popsicles?
You said it like 8 times ago.
Dinosaur penis.
Dinosaur penis?
Nah, now.
Favorite B-52 song?
Dinosaur toothbrush.
Dinosaur penis. It's getting really hard.
Going down to Grandma's house with my dinosaur toothbrush.
Driving home from work. Take the dinosaur penis off ramp.
That's the end of our first show on Radio Compact Disco, #1 in the mushroom world. And don't forget to tune in. All you gotta do is put the CD in and press play. So until the next time.